Hey everybody, Chris Bond21 here, and welcome back to Let's Play Kingdom Hearts 2. On the last episode, we went back to Hollow Bastion to figure out what was going on with the giant darkness cloud that was infecting the little icon on the world map, and it turns out there's more Heartless swimming around here, and nobody's, so we had to check in with the guys, Leon and the whole Restoration Committee, who apparently found Ansem's the Wise computer inside of Hollow Bastion, so they were able to get all this new information. So Sora, Donald, and Goofy were on their way there, but not before a couple of little stops and cameos from some Final Fantasy characters. We encountered Cloud, who's looking for Sephiroth for some unfinished business. We then got stopped by Yuna, Riku, and Pain. Not that Riku, but the Riku from Final Fantasy X. Sorry, I should have made that joke in the last video. And they were doing something seemingly from Maleficent, it looked like, but we didn't really get to learn more about what they were doing. And then at the end, we encountered Tifa, who is looking for Cloud. So a lot of people looking for other people and not exactly finding them all. And then we encountered Leon, who we were looking for the whole time. And Leon showed us the computer, but unfortunately they kind of pressed a little too many buttons, and as often happens when you mess around with your computer, either it shuts down completely or says you have malware. Well, it ended up sucking in Sora, Donald, and Goofy into the computer, and we have now arrived in the world of space paranoids based on the Disney movie Tron. Now, Tron is here in our party now. Now, Tron mentioned that this whole place is based off of something from Encom, which is I think the company from the movie. However, they say that the guy who acquired this program, Ansem, most likely, has made a copy of it, and that's because, technically speaking, I'm going to spoil a little bit of something here, we're not really in the real Tron world, so to speak. We're in a copy of it, I guess would be the appropriate thing to say. There's a game later in the series where we do go to the real world that exists out in space, which I'm assuming is a thing maybe in the universe too. It's kind of confusing, but regardless, there's sort of two versions of this world now. Space Paranoids is this world inside the computer, and then another world that we're going to see in a later game. But suffice it to say, we are here in Space Paranoids playing with Tron. So we're going to head out, and we were on our way to power up that computer terminal back inside the prison room we were just in, because we need to get the hell back out of here and head back into the real world and see what the heck's going on. So maybe Tron can help us with all that. So I don't think there's too much to do here in regards to the overall level, because we are just going to power it up, and then I think we're going to leave. But then I think we're going to go right back in. I think that's how, if I remember how that works. The MCP thing rules this world, right? And we better search the energy core before it finds us out. According to Tron, this is kind of like a junkyard. I wonder what all the junk in here used to be. That thing in the center is the energy core. Let's try accessing it. We may be able to find parts to reboot from all the junk. So yeah, Tron is a really old Disney movie, but it's awesome, mainly because it was made, I think it was made in the 80s, and it utilized such cutting edge, well, not really cutting edge, but at the time cutting edge technology to make the effects work. So like, all the stuff you're seeing here now looks kind of slick and everything, but the movie itself, I hate to say it, while it's a really good movie, it's a hard watch, because unfortunately, it's not very easy on the eyes. They did this sort of thing, and you can kind of see it on Tron. I'll try to go a little closer up to him. So yeah, here it all looks cartoonish, but like Tron's face in the movie was a real-life actor. So I think Bruce Boxleitner was the guy who played Tron, and his face was in the suit, but then the rest of the suit had like the lights and the padding, and then that juxtaposed to the backgrounds and everything was kind of, it's a little hard to watch. So yeah, but the movie Tron is about like a guy, I think Jeff Bridges' character. He works for this company making games. And I don't think there's anything too important here. We just turn on the machine. He makes games, and he ends up getting sucked into his computer system. And he ends up befriending Tron and I think a female program, which are both based on real people from the real world. And that's sort of what the thing about Tron was all about. It was like the idea that a computer system was a living, breathing environment. That it was people and like actual like physical bodies, not just like pieces of data. So what you got to do here is you have to find the lighted up block. So it's sort of a memory match game here, and I believe that's the one. It's behind this one. So you just got to beat up the block that it is, and I think that'll do it. Yep, little tiny, I wouldn't call it a mini game. I would just call it a little distraction. And then Sora's going to put it up. So yeah, that's what Tron was all about. It was like Jeff Bridges' character going into the computer and sort of seeing what was wrong and trying to save all the programs from the MCP, the Master Control Program, and Commander Sark, which was like de-resing all the programs that he thought to be obsolete. So it's a really good movie. Again, hard to watch. I mean, maybe I guess if you watch the Blu-ray, maybe it's easier. I watched it on TV a long time ago, and it was very hard to look at. They made a sequel, which you may have heard of, Tron Legacy, which was a couple of, well, now it's been a few more years than a couple. I would talk more about that, but it would be spoiling something later on down the road, so I'm gonna mute on that one. So it looks like the terminal's back up, so we're gonna head back out, and we're gonna leave already. Mission accomplished? Yes. Now, will you do something for me? You got it. Don't you want to hear what it is first? You helped us. Now it's our turn. You guys really are users. Your actions are totally illogical. Let's hurry back to the pit cell. Where's that again? That's the sector where we met. Roger. Yeah, so we're just gonna double back. Also, I didn't show off dodge roll, but yep, there it is. That's dodge roll. It's a little hard to trigger because you might do quick run instead, but the easy way to figure it out is tap for dodge roll, hold for quick run. So hold it for the run, tap it for the roll, and that's how we do it. Like, or you could just turn off quick run if you're really struggling with it, because it is a little weird that they mapped it to the same button, but I guess they had no choice, considering quick run was already there first in the programming. So yeah, you can go back and we can head back into the research lab. So let's leave and we'll come back later.
So what did you want us to do?
Find my user. He'll give you the password to access the DTD.
You're back!
So,
DTD is the name my user gave to the data space. Copies of all the original system programs are stored there, along with anything that's sensitive or restricted.
Is there stuff about the Heartless or Organization 13?
Most likely. A number of my functions were appropriated when I last took on the MCP. That's why I need the password. If I can get inside the DTD, I can access my original backup program and restore all my functions. Then I'll be able to put this system back the way it was before the MCP got control and changed everything. The way it was supposed to be. A free system for you, the users.
Gee, Tron, ain't the MCP one of those programs too? Do you know who it was who made it?
Actually, I don't know.
okay, we'll just have to find your user and ask him. What's his name?
You mean you don't know? My user is the user of this system. Ansem the Wise.
Ansem?
Looks like the MCP's onto us. I'll keep this terminal up and running. You better exit the system now.
Sure, but Tron, Ansem is...
We're looking at password!
Okay, you're good to go. Hurry!
Sorry, I thought there was another voice seen there. We did it! Where have you been? Well, there's a world inside this computer where these programs live, and so in other words, Ansem's research data is off limits unless we know the password. I think that's right. But you've already defeated Ansem. Oh, did he say we already defeated? Gosh, maybe we'll never find the password. That means... I couldn't see where the bubble was going last time. This is all a wild goose chase. Oh, come on, Squall. You couldn't say wild chocobo chase? You chasing what now? Well, a hidden room. Guess I better take another look around. I'm gonna randomly hit things and try to think that Cloud is inside of a bookshelf. I don't get it. Alright. So, yeah, she's breaking things. She just won't give up. And neither will we. Come on, we gotta look for that password. Right, we made a promise to Tron. So yes, our next mission objective would be to find a dead man's password.
Excuse me?
Now, real quick before we go examine that, I think Tifa should be... Will it let me leave? Nope. See, this is what I'm talking about. Like, you won't be able to leave this room. Which I think is stupid. Like, really? Yeah, so if you double back, which we're going to head back anyway once we finish up the scene in that room. But yeah, if you head over here, boom! The ukulele charm, which gives us the power to call Stitch. That's all we see of Stitch, really, in the game, where he was running around over here. Maybe we'll see him later, down the road in another game. That girl's got a temper. I thought she was going to break everything in the room. Still, she may have broken something. Could you go check out the study? Let's see what Tifa's doing. Have you seen someone with a big sword? No, he doesn't have a scar on his face. He has strangely colored eyes and tries to take everything upon himself. That's a good way to describe Cloud. And this door is locked for now, but we may be able to figure that out. So you can actually go back into Space Paranoids if you want. But we need to continue the plot, which is to go back into Ansem's study and probably look at that stuff on the wall, because there's probably a reason for why that had to get moved. So let's take a look and examine the wall.
What's this doodle?
Hello? Man. Security. Tron. Door.
Looks like a diagram or something.
Door. Darkness.
Oh! D. T. D.
DTD.
What's up?
Look at this. This must be the data space. The DTD. See? The door to darkness.
What do you know? But that still leaves the password.
Say, fellas, did somebody mention the door to darkness?
Your Majesty! Long time no see.
Shh. The organization might be listening. You mentioned the door to darkness?
Oh, yes, sir. You see, we're looking for the secret password.
Password? Oh, I guess you mean like a code. Well, the door to darkness can only be opened by the 7 princesses. There's Snow White, Jasmine, and Belle.
Of course.
What are you trying to do?
With that password, we can get access to Ansem's research data.
So that means you might be able to find out where he is.
Stop joking around, Your Majesty. We already defeated Ansem. You know that.
Looks like I've got a lot of explaining to do.
You're listening, Your Majesty.
Okay, but first I've got a question.
Hey, isn't Tron waiting for you guys?
Don't worry, I'm not going anywhere. If those Heartless attack, I'll stand and fight with everybody here.
Yeah, we will too.
Then let's talk more later.
That's a promise.
I'll see you when you get back.
Oh, one more thing. Let me give your clothes some new power, Sora. Really? You bet. You've done so much. Just consider it a thank you present. Thanks, Your Majesty. We're heading off to see Tron now, so wait for us here, okay? I will, Sora, and remember, be careful. So we got Master Form. This is where we lose 2 party members, but we get a lot of cool abilities, and we also get one of the best support abilities, Aerial Dodge. Finding Ansem's research data will have to come first. I'll explain everything later. Please be careful. So yeah, Buzzkill Squall over here just ruined it. We could have gotten a big revelation. But yeah, I guess we'll have to wait until we're done here. Thanks a lot, Squall. Idiot. Anyway, so let's head inside and tell Tron what the password is, because we know what it is now. So yeah, we're going to teleport in. I think we'll finish up Space Paranoids, and then we'll call it for the day. Save the big reveal maybe for the end of this episode. Uh-oh, where's Tron? Gosh, I wonder where Tron is. Don't touch that! Huh? Goofy! I didn't do it!
Well, I didn't touch nothing.
Welcome to the game grid.
Game grid?
That's right. You've been chosen to play a games. Lose and you will be subject to immediate de-resolution. Win? Well, no one wins.
We're not gonna play your games.
You have no choice.
Well then, get on with it.
And of course it wouldn't be Tron without the infamous light cycle. Yeah, so you've probably seen this thing. This game's been duplicated about 7 gajillion times. It's basically Snake. Well, at least in the movie, and then in the other copies it's Snake. But here it's a little different. So in the movie, there's like a trail that comes out of the bike. And the goal is to quickly move left and right to kill the opponents that are next to you. Here it's a little streamlined into just hitting the other enemies.
All right. It looks like we can escape through there.
Right, this little section can be difficult, mainly because you can't heal, but as long as you keep up and you keep charging into the Heartless enemies, you should be okay. So the goal is to basically always be attacking. That's generally a good rule of thumb here. You don't want to really leave yourself open to too many attacks. There is a guard ability. You could use that, but you really don't want to hit anything, so avoid all the obstacles. You can break through the guards. You can attack enemies, but I find like that rarely seems to be the best option. Charging right into them seems to be the best, because you could hit them with the keyblade like that, but I don't know, it just never seems to really do all that much damage. You can't slow down. You can just move left and right, so you kind of want to pay attention to that. You can kill the Heartless by quickly turning into a wall. They'll die if they turn too fast, but they're pretty smart. They seem to know when to turn ahead of time, so best just want to try to keep to the corners maybe, and then it'll stop them from spawning in. Big open hallway here. I'm going to try to move over to the left. This way if somebody pops up, I can quickly turn. Let me take care of those guys. I hit the wall. Ah, dang it. I'm doing pretty good. I got a lot of health, so I should be able to make this. Sometimes I die a lot here. I don't know why. It's a really simplistic mini game, and I just banged into the wall. But I sometimes die a lot here. I remember really getting frustrated with this the first time I played. Alright, so you're just going to move this way. Oh boy, I think we're almost done. At least I hope we're almost done. Yeah, I think this is... yeah, this section sucks with the small hallway. I think we got to do one more turn around. Yep, there we go. Just got to get through this. Just got to go here. It's a straight shot. Be careful here. The purple guys are going to shoot something at you right at the end. And if you don't move, that can kill you, which is a pain in the ass because it's right at the end. And if you die, you got to do the whole thing over again. Alright, we're back in the pit cell.
Tron!
I don't understand. Why are you here?
We came to give you the password.
Why didn't you just transmit the data?
Transmit?
Hey, are you okay?
I'll be all right once we access the DTD.
Alright, Tron's back in the party. And we gotta head off to this DTD area so we can get Tron his functions back. So let's head out of the pit cell and get moving. So we'll take the thing to the canyon. And now there's going to be some Heartless to fight here in the canyon. They're pretty cool looking designs that like merged with the sort of Tron outfits. So yeah, there was... So yeah, Tron's a really good movie. I recommend you watching it if you've never seen it. Again, hard to look at because of the crudeness of the special effects. But it was a time, you know, and it was kind of ahead of its time really, because a lot of movies weren't really doing a lot with like... a lot of studios probably wouldn't have greenlit a project that was that ambitious, because once they started telling you like what it was going to look like and how they were going to do it, like effect-wise, probably a lot of people weren't happy with that. Because I mean, it was probably expensive to put them all in the suits and film on blue screens and green screens back in those days, if they even did that kind of thing. Because it really does look like it's mostly stuff that they just made like on primitive computer software, and then it looked like they just sort of added the rest in. There's also a chest here that I want to grab real fast. I believe AP boost. Nah, Mithril gem. I always think everything is an AP boost just because you get so many of them in this game. Alright, so let's head up. I like that the AP boosts are that in this game instead of being a random leveling up device, because I think it's just easier. So it looks like this is where we enter the password. What do you think? And I know this scene doesn't have vocals. Kind of hard to remember when they do. Alright, what's the password? Well, Belle, Snow White, Aurora, Alice, Jasmine, Cinderella, Kyrie. Got it. Also, if Tron was a real thing, he would have been like, that's the password? It's so friggin' long. Are there spaces? What about capital letters? I know like sometimes computers tell you can't have a password without like 8 characters, a symbol, and a fancy little like thing at the end, but like come on. That did it. Now switching DTD over from hibernation to active mode. This process will take some time. Please enjoy a game while the process is running. Oh, we're gonna play solitaire! Oh no. Not another game. No, it's the DTD's final security routine. We have to play Superman 64. This isn't a game. Stay focused. Uh-oh. Heartless. I guess nobody's can exist here in the computer? Maybe? Kind of weird. Don't even know how the Heartless got in here, but yeah, they did. Because this world doesn't really have a heart, like a core, does it? Yeah, so what you gotta do here, this is a cool little one. This is also really good to level up a lot if you want to, because you're on a timer, and all you really need to do is fill up the cluster bar at the top, and once you fill it up, you'll see in just a quick second here, once I beat a few more enemies, just give me 1 second, let me just pick up the orbs. Yeah, so once you finish up, you're gonna get the reaction command free, so you have to go over to one of the monitors, press triangle, and Sora will basically break it, sort of. And you gotta do that 2 more times on the other side in the front. So what you wanna do is, if you want to like use this area to level up a little bit, because the Heartless will keep spawning in because you have to keep getting the cluster bombs, what you want to do is keep fighting everything and defeat 2 screens. Oop, I also got a defense increase and damage drive. That's nice. I think that means the more times I get hit, my drive gauge will fill up faster. So yeah, what you want to do is you want to fill up everything and lock the other screen. Now all you got to do for the last minute, well, make sure you have enough clusters for the last frame. Also make sure you have enough time, because you will take about maybe 3 or 4 seconds to actually hit the thing. So yeah, I can go lock that last screen right now, but I've got a whole minute of playtime here where I can get 102 experience points from all these Heartless. And they're pretty easy to hit, so I mean, these are some easy ones to go after. They're not really painful or like a rough thing to fight or like really tedious to fight. So yeah, I recommend this a lot. I know I just leveled up, so fighting all these guys is probably pointless in the long run, but 102 points of experience, guys. I can't knock that. So I'm just gonna keep fighting them off. Also, if I get enough in a corner, also I leveled up everybody else, so that actually works. Again, don't get cocky with this, because if you don't go over to the screen with enough seconds left, you'll die, because you kind of need at least, I think, a good 4 or 5 seconds, maybe 6, for the animation to fully go through. And I'm getting dangerously close, so I'm gonna just not risk it. Let's take a look. So it's 11 seconds when I hit the button. So, okay, so it's about 2. You need about 2 free seconds. And I got max HP. Nice. And a couple of extra points of experience. So, pretty good fight to use, actually.
I'm as good as new. All my functions have been restored.
Oh boy!
Finally, I have full access to the DTD. My takeover of the system is now complete. I might have anticipated such a simple password. What's this? An emergency destruct program for the town. Let's see how it performs.
No.
Program, you changed the password.
There, that should buy us some time.
Tron, tell us what's going on.
The MCP's loading a hostile program into the I.O. tower.
What do we do?
We've got to protect the user town. Let's head to the tower.
Tron learned a new abilities. Yeah, Tron learned his limit break for us. I disengaged the security program. Now the lift to the I.O. tower should work. Hurry, the lift's straight ahead outside of this room. We can extract the data later. Let's go to the I.O. tower. The outside's already bad enough with Heartless and Nobodies. Any more problems and the town will fall apart. Yeah, we don't want to have an explosion. So let me just really check Tron's abilities, because he might not have it complete. No, he does. Alright, so we'll be able to do it. Also, I should have done the joke. Damn it, I feel like a missed opportunity. When I was loading the thing and he says, we enjoy a game, I should have been like, would you like to play a game? War Games, one of my favorite movies. Like, that's a really good movie too. You should definitely watch War Games. Matthew Broderick and oh, damn it, what's his name? I forget who plays the other guy. Also, anyone watch Recess? Principal Prickly's in that movie. He plays one of the commanders at NORAD, and it's kind of hard to take it seriously when you know that he's Principal Prickly. But still, it's a great movie. Matthew Broderick plays like this computer hacker. And it's like old school computer hacking. Like he has to use like a dial-up modem thing to like get into a computer system. Like old school computer hacking type stuff from like the 80s. Another good 80s movie. And he does all this cool stuff where he gets to change his grades and stuff at school. And he ends up hacking into this computer system at NORAD. And basically he gets the computer to play this simulation game called Thermonuclear War. And the computer, the whole movie, you're not 100% whether the computer thinks it's real and it really is trying to win this game by actively using real nukes around the world, or whether it's a game, and that's the whole point of the movie. It's like this big, is it or isn't it going to happen thing. So you definitely check that one out if you can. So yeah, watch Tron and War Games. Two really good movies about computers. All right, let's take off this last one. I hate the purple guys. They're a little bit easier because I'm at a high level, but yeah. So we're gonna fight the boss here, and then we're gonna. Maybe I'll see how it ends exactly. I think we have to have a cutscene, so I don't like to end on cutscenes. I think this is a vocal cutscene. Maybe. I feel like when there's more animation and more like camera angles, I feel like that's a voiced cutscene. Or I'm wrong. It must be total chaos outside. I think there's going to be trouble inside too. Yeah, so you can leave now, I think. I think we have to stay and fight first before we head out. But let me just open up these chests. I believe one thing is the map. There it is. And in the other one, what we got? Let's take a look. Ah, the Gaia belt. That probably is worth equipping. Sora, what can I... Probably the Elven bandana could go. Hell yeah, defense points up to 3. That should be helpful. I'm gonna head over here. I think we have to just... Do we leave now? We can get it to Hollow Bastion through the terminal gizmo. But right now we need to help Tron. Yeah, I thought we weren't gonna leave. We gotta stop them before they get out. Hurry to the next room. Let's get them there. More dangerous programs are sure to follow. To fight these guys, we should delete the enemy data to limit their movements. Yeah, so you just have to head back out to the room we were just in, the hallway, and we'll fight that program that the MCP tried to upload. So yeah, unfortunately, there isn't really a... Well, Sark and the MCP are the main bad guys of Tron. Unfortunately, there's not really a whole lot of other characters that they could throw in here.
Disappointed in you, program. Why do you insist on allying with these selfish users?
Because I want to help them. Something written into my code commands me to do what is right.
Really? And what command would that be?
I can't really say for sure.
Friends, they help each other, that's all. Uh-oh, look out!
Alright, so we're going to start off showing off Tron's awesome limit, because I love Tron's limit, and I've got the extended one on, so yeah, Tron's limit is set up. And it's this cool little thing where you get to move Sora around, and you'll notice that all these little things shoot out and start falling. So yeah, right now it's not really the best thing in the world because it's just one enemy, but when there's multiple Heartless, these little white little triangle thingies that shoot out, yeah, they'll go and they'll attack everything in the area. And I think now you'll see it where we do the reprogram thing. They all shoot out and they'll all run right into this guy. I could show off Master Form here, but unfortunately we're not going to see the real look of it because it's going to kind of be hidden by the fact that I'm wearing the Tron costume. Also, there's clusters to grab here too. So if you get enough of the clusters, you can freeze him in place, and this makes this fight a lot easier because he does have a lot of weird, like you see he's got the same type of thing where he can freeze you, and so I'm gonna quickly freeze him. Yep, he's in spot, and now you can just wail on him. And he's a pretty easy fight. He's not that difficult. Also, I'm probably the right level now, so I shouldn't be having any real struggles. This makes the fight a little too easy. You don't have to do the cluster fights if you don't want to, but he can get a little crazy, and he moves around a lot. That's really why they want you to freeze him, because he's going to start circling the area a lot, and you're probably going to want to stop him in his tracks, because you're not going to be able to really hit him that much with him running around like that. So I'm going to just grab the last couple of orbs. Freeze! Alright, everybody clap your hands. Whack, 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 whack. Here we go. And smack him around, smack around. I could use the setup again. Maybe I should use Donald's. Do I have Donald's other limit break? Let me check. No, we still just got Comet. Yeah, so he'll throw around like that. He only ever stays in the edges. He rarely comes into the middle, so I think only at the start maybe he'll like swing a little bit, but other than that he doesn't really move. And now we just got to avoid some lasers, because what's the boss in a computer without lasers? He also looks like an egg, doesn't he? Just the middle, like a little egg Death Star. Yeah, so I'm just going to pick up a little bit of these things. You got to be careful, though. You don't want to accidentally hit Tron's limit, which is why I tend to not use the auto limits or the auto drive forms, because 9 out of 10 times, you might not want to do that. You might just want to keep hitting him, or you might want to use a reaction command that's attached to the boss. So, yeah, I tend to like not utilizing those. If you do, yeah, that's great, but I button mash way too much, so it's not really a good thing for me. I'm going to just try to move Sora over here a little bit as we continue to press triangle, because if you don't press the button enough, it'll sort of shut down, and it'll think you're finished. So I'm going to run off the program thing here, hit him up. That should bring him down to probably like with an inch of his health. Or kill him. Nice. Got the drive gauge leveled up to 5. That should be helpful. Yeah, so certain boss fights raise the drive gauge.
I really owe you one. With all my functions up and running, I think I've got a chance of getting system control away from the MCP. Now, I'd better get to work. It's what my user would want.
What Ansem would want. Listen, Tron. We didn't get the password from Ansem. We just sort of found it, back in the user world, by accident. And one more thing, Ansem, he was our enemy. I mean, he still is, I guess.
Well, actually, he's my enemy, too.
What do you mean?
Ansem took Encom's original system and customized it for his own use. I was part of the original system, and Ansem modified me, too. So, that makes him my user. But Ansem is also the one who brought back the MCP. The Ansem I first knew wouldn't do that. I'm sorry I didn't tell you.
That's okay, but now I really don't get it.
I don't understand it either. But I think users like you are going to be the ones who will finally figure it out. You have the ability to take illogical routes and still arrive at the answers you seek. Now go, before the MCP starts acting up again.
Yes, we've reached the end of Space Paranoids, at least this section or episode, like we've done with all the other Disney Worlds. We're going to call it here before I go back, because once we go back, we're going to hit cutscenes, and those cutscenes are going to be long and filled with a lot of explanations, so I'd rather not do that right now and leave you guys off on a lot of big reveals. I'd rather start the next episode off, boom, right in explanation and exposition. But just let's all hold on to what Tron just said there. So, yeah, apparently this system was first copied by Ansem, which he said happened, but then Ansem revived the MCP, and then Tron said the first Ansem that he knew wouldn't have done that. So what does that mean exactly? Well, I tell you good people, we are finally going to get to the bottom of this on the next episode. It has been a long time coming, but I believe that little line and what Mickey wanted to tell us are one and the same explanation, so we may just get the answers we seek next time. So please come back next time to find out all the shocking revelations. And now it just sounds like I'm talking about a soap opera right now. But anyway, yeah, I'll see you guys on the next part. Thanks for watching.